I seen an accident.
Yeah, at the diner. You fell on your head, you silly duffer.
I don't remember what.
The truth is, mate, you and I had a bit of a row.
If you let anyone into this room without my permission, I'll see to it that you're held responsible, okay? I need to be looking out for my son.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns, my favourite silk.
So what are you doing here?
Samantha Holden murder.
How long did you...
2 years. But he was fiercely ambitious and married to his job, and I wasn't prepared to play second fiddle in anyone's life.
First, I want to put a rush on the handwriting analysis of the note. Then call forensics, tell them to go over the car with a microscope. And when you've done that, push the lab for the DNA results from the victim's fingernails. If Martha Mackenzie or Jack Holden were in that car, I want to know about it. You say no one would want to hurt Miss Holden, but it seems to me that Martha Mackenzie and your son might have wanted her out of the way.
Jack! What have I done, Dad? I don't know what I've done. It's my fault.
No, Jack, it's okay, man.
It's my fault. It's all my fault.
It's all right. Jack, please.
She said I let her down for the start. It was Jack. What about Rory?
Jack, I need to know how much you've had to drink, okay? Let's sit down.
Tony, you have to prepare him for the fact that it's a murder case now. The police are going to question him.
He's drunk and he's obviously hasn't slept for a while.
Yes, but he's blaming himself for Sam's death. He hasn't been able to be contactable since last night.
Jazz, he had nothing to do with this.
If it's all right with you, I'd really like to take him into hospital.
What, you can't keep an eye on him here?
He's severely dehydrated. I'm worried about his state of mind. I want to keep him sedated and under observation. The stress is... He's just at breaking point. I don't know how much more he can take.
I heard they faxed through the full autopsy report.
Mm-hmm.
So, did they confirm the cause of death?
She died of an overdose. Short time afterwards, somebody dumped the body in the water.
So it is one of Johnny Cooper's mates.
No, it's a theory.
It's more than a theory. She killed their leader, they got access to hard drugs. Motive and means.
They'd also want the murder to stand as a warning. They wouldn't try to cover it up. The victim's husband, on the other hand...
There's no way Jack could be involved in something like this.
He was under stress. His marriage was falling apart. His wife was threatening to bring down his career.
You're wrong. I know the guy.
You also know the stats. A crime like this, how often do we end up charging the spouse? I've been looking through Holden's file. It lists more than one instance of corrupt activities.
Alleged corrupt activities.
Well, either way, it's hardly a glowing character reference for him or this station.
With all due respect, that doesn't make him guilty of murder. And anyway, whoever did this isn't smart on forensics, and Jack is. He knows that an autopsy had showed that she didn't drown.
So he botched the whole thing to make it look like the work of an amateur.
I don't buy that.
OK. We'll see what the evidence throws up. And in the meantime, we'll come down hard on our suspects. Anyone at the station going to have a problem with that?
Nobody is going to stand in the way of this investigation, and nobody's going to give Jack a break.
Well, just make sure that goes for the ex-wife as well.
Meaning?
According to the autopsy report, there were bruises on the victim's arms. One person held her down, and another person injected the drug. If Holden did do this, he had help.
Jack, it's me. Please call me back. I'm so worried about you.
You, only me? Oh, Martha. Look, I hope you don't mind my popping in unannounced, but when Roman told me that you were being questioned by the police, I thought, there's a girl who needs her auntie.
Thanks, Colleen, but I'm fine.
Auntie Colleen, if you don't mind, and if you don't mind my saying so, you don't look fine.
Auntie Morag's taking great care of me.
Yeah, well, if she were doing that, you wouldn't be in this position. I can't believe that the police are wasting their time with you when the real killer is still out there somewhere.
If you've come here to gossip, Colleen, you can leave now.
I am here because I am concerned about my great-niece. How you could let the police harass her beats me.
Well, they're entitled to ask questions.
No, not when everyone knows that Martha's innocent, they aren't.
Auntie Morag, one of your clients called before and I left their name and number on a pad in the kitchen.
Fine. I'll leave you to it.
Poor thing. She's jealous, you see.
Of what?
Sharing you with me, but don't worry, I'll take good care of you.
Oh, she's worried, that's all, okay? They brought in some detective from the city and he was really hard on me.
Ah, well, somebody should go down there and put him in his place.
sedation's kicked in now. He should be able to get some proper rest.
Oh, good. And thanks for looking after him when he got home. I didn't really know what else to do.
Jazz told me what he was saying when he came in. What have I done?
Oh, Jack doesn't know the truth about the way Sam died. He's just blaming himself for not looking after him properly, that's all. That's all that means. Rachel, you know Jack's not capable of this, don't you?
I'm just worried what the police are going to think.
Well, the police don't need to know what he said.
Well, you are going to tell them that he's here, though, right?
What Jack needs now is rest. I don't want him talking to anybody until he's ready.
Aren't you worried that might look like he has something to hide, though?
Rach, you said that yourself, okay, that he is nearly at breaking point. This Buckton guy gets him the 3rd degree. I should never have left him up there on his own. I should have made sure he came back with me and he wouldn't be under suspicion.
But you can't blame yourself. You had no way of knowing this would happen.
Well, I still should have taken better care of him.
You did everything you could. And you were the first person that he called. He trusts you more than anyone. You know that's not going to change. You are going to help him through this.
Yeah, I know the lab's backed up, but this is a priority. I'll stuff that paperwork, mate. Get me the results from forensics and get them today.
Excuse me, are you the detective from the city?
What can I do for you?
Well, for a start, you can behave yourself with my great niece,
Your great niece being...
Martha Mackenzie. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't appreciate the way you're treating her.
You're related to Morag Bellingham?
We're sisters. Half-sisters.
Really?
Yeah, well, we're nothing alike, of course, nothing alike at all. For instance, I would never stand back and allow you to harass Martha. And if you think I would, you're in for a nasty surprise.
You understand we had to ask her a few questions.
Yeah, well, I can appreciate that you have to do your job, but Martha would never hurt a fly. She's so sweet, so innocent.
I'm sure Martha has many wonderful qualities, but she also has a strong connection to the deceased.
Who, in my opinion, was nothing but a two-faced minx.
I gather you didn't like her much.
You wouldn't either if you'd heard the way she spoke to Martha the other day.
You were there, were you?
Oh, yes, I saw everything. The only way you'll get him is to kill me. That's what Samantha said to Martha, word for word.
Him being?
Constable Holden, of course. The tone of her voice was shocking. It's enough to push a saint to the limit.